Alright guys, for today's episode, quick reminder, we are on Patreon. For as little as just £3 a month, you can sign up and get access to an extra episode every 2 weeks, plus bonus content, including some other features, guys.
Yes, you will get access, won't you, Stephen, to all the live shows that we've done so far. Glasgow and London and Edinburgh. There's 5 on there? 6?
There's more than 6.
There's hundreds. There's loads of them.
Yeah, some behind the scenes footage as well.
Yes, from A Day at the Fringe, you and us in Germany together.
Pavilion.
Pavilion,
etc.
I could go on.
Hundreds of stuff.
You get an extra episode every 2 weeks, and you keep us in trousers.
In trousers, as you like to say.
Keeps us growing, keeps us glowing. That's a wee phrase
That's
I've
good,
made
I like
up.
that. That's good.
And you do get first dibs on live show tickets on the Patreon as well for upcoming Some Laugh live and stand-up shows. So do check that out as well. But aside from all that, guys, hopefully see you over on the Patreon and enjoy today's episode.
Enjoy.
Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh.
He was in Peaky Blinders, and I thought he was quite shite in that. Oh, was he? Never did
Take
that.
the Oscar.
Look,
Aye.
I don't want to denigrate a whole genre of, craft or what have you of acting, right? But doesn't it just come down to what you've just said to a large extent? I just don't like looking at the cunt. Or I do like looking at the cunt.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? That's a lot of it.
Aye. And
then
he's
do
not
I
a bad looking guy.
Do I like looking at this person and are they convincing at pretending the things that are in the script?
He's kind of got
Is that
the...
not just acting in a nutshell? Is it not, but?
He's kind of got the Steve Buscemi eyes a wee bit.
Because the thing is some people that look so... that do look so kind of odd in a way that they're good to look at, like maybe even a Killian Sheridan.
Who the
Cillian
fuck's
Murphy.
that? Some girl you went to school with?
That's my best pub.
Right. Anyway, speaking
Cillian
of which,
Murphy.
Darren, thanks for joining us again. We have Darren Connell back.
Are we filming?
No,
Are we
but-
actually filming
what do you
now?
think we were
Well,
doing?
we can
I
do.
thought we were talking shit about the Oscars.
Well, we
this
can.
is the start.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me back.
But no, thanks for being back, Darren.
It took you fucking long enough.
Well, you've been on quite a few of the live shows, of course.
That's fair enough. I'm just saying CMB's been on about 13 times. That's all right.
Well, CMB's able to get his fucking scratcher now and again, Darren, right? No, well, you're obviously got your upcoming King's Theatre show, Glasgow Comedy Festival. Was it 27th of March?
27th of March.
Very
Yes.
exciting.
Looking forward to it. Really nervous as well.
Uh-huh.
Now I can understand what you were going through.
I wasn't nervous.
Really?
This guy doesn't get nervous. It
He's a
annoys me.
sociopath.
Yeah, you're a
He's a
robot.
snake.
The thing I tried to do was just relax, basically, because it's
That's some good advice
That's
for you there.
really trying to relax. No, but the thing is, but
That's all you
no,
need to do.
but I put in a lot of effort to try and make sure that when I was on the stage, I was loose. Because you're tense, obviously before it, and you're wanting to get everything right. So I just put in a lot of work off stage there and just made sure that when I go out, just let it happen and
Just
don't
let it
try and get in your head too much, you know.
That's like that. You seen the video that was cutting about years ago about depression, and a guy was just like, "Don't be depressed."
Some folk are going to like looking at you, some aren't they? That's life.
That's it.
Just don't be sad.
I just don't be sad, man. Just get on with it.
That's my new book coming out, sure.
Just don't be sad.
No, I know it sounds simple, but I'm just saying, like, but and obviously it is. It's,
Have you got any techniques for doing it?
Well, I'd rehearsed quite a lot before the show, like, and like that. I'd normally,
You know it inside out.
you know your stuff a lot, and then, but yeah, I just remember like, because you're more funny when you're relaxed.
Yeah.
You've got a stick up your ass and you're too worried about how it's going. You can't be, because that's the best gigs you have are the ones where like you don't really give a fuck about how it goes. You're maybe trying new material and you're just fanning about, and then you're so much more funny than when you're like, okay, I need to impress this person or that person.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's the age old question. It's the old try not to try thing, innit? It's like when you're driving, the traffic police are behind you, and then you forget how to drive, or you're talking to somebody fancy and you forget how to fucking form a sentence, whatever
Yeah.
it is. It's the same when you're on stage and you're like, it's a big gig, or somebody that
Aye.
you try to get the bookers in, or somebody that you admire's watching in the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing is trying to get out your own head, and I'm making it sound as though I think it's easier. It's obviously it's probably one of the hardest things today, but it can be done.
No, I have found that. When I overthink things, I horrendously die in Mars. It's more the build up to it, to be honest. I'm looking forward to the actual gig. I'm just a lazy bastard, to be honest.
But you're funny as fuck, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because obviously people will remember, of course. But nearly a year ago now, actually, is when we done the Pavilion, and we got you in, which was
you made acting look easy that night.
Yeah, you did. You were brilliant.
I stole the show.
Snubbed at the Oscars, but
Thank you very much.
Winning turn is the Phantom of the Opera / Jimmy Cranky.
See, the thing is as well, we never knew that I was going to do it right up until about half an hour before.
Thank fuck you did, because we wouldn't have had an ending to the show then.
I was sitting in DiMaggio's having a pizza. I don't know why. And, well, I was hungry, obviously, but I was by myself. And he was like, come on, let's just do it. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, come on. I was like, aye, all right, yeah. Since you're twisted my arm.
I know. It was funny. Just in my head for some reason, because I just wanted to do something with the balcony bit that we had. Or was
the
it
Royal Box.
The Royal Box. I just thought it'd be funny to do something with that, because we're not doing a stand-up show, so we can fuck about with the room a wee bit. And so I thought that'd be fun to do. And then obviously I thought of you, but before all that stuff had happened, with your Pavilion show getting cancelled. And then when that happened, I went, oh no, because I knew you were really upset about it. And I thought, fuck, you might not do it, but also this does make this 10 times funnier.
Yeah.
And then I just had an idea about you coming on the Phantom of the Opera song.
Mate, what an idea, because it was one of the most fun gigs I've ever had in my life. So much fun, and I loved it. See, the sound guy, the sound technician guy was like, can't wait for you to be here in September, pal. And I was like, oh no.
Did he not even know?
He didn't know.
Wow.
And then I did that. I've got some bad news about that, mate. But he was all like really nice and shaking my hand, and then see after the first section, he couldn't even look at me in the
That's
eyes.
what you said?
Aye.
Oh my god.
Because I slaughtered them.
do you want to quickly recap for the listeners if they don't know what happened?
The Pavilion stole my dream. Basically. I had a special set up at the Pavilion to film in September, and obviously a big London agency place has took over the Pavilion, and they were very, London-like when they were talking to me, and everything was agreed and everything was in place. And then the guy that I was dealing with got in touch with me, and he says, you're probably going to hate me here, but we need to move your show. And I get replaced by Rebus. Now, I don't mind getting replaced by Rebus, but see, when they were trying to give me new dates, one of the dates was the 12th of July, right? Mm-hmm. So...
Oh, your fans would be marching.
It'd be half empty. And it was like Wednesday nights in May and stuff, and I just thought, nah, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
Plus, I had a grudge as well, man.
Well, I think that came across very well.
I had a grudge or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the Village Hotel charged me £4.60 for a soda water 2 years ago, and I still talk about it. If that's soda water, what am I going to be like with the Pavilion? Why am I looking at you dead in the eyes?
It's quite intense.
That is, I do feel that is true, but you're done, because sometimes I've spoke to you about certain people and you don't like them or whatever, and I go,
Fucking
what's the
snakes.
but often I feel like these things are just kind of made up in your head. These grudges that you have for people.
Now you're on his list for Sunday.
Well, I think we've been on his list for the last year because he's not fucking been on the podcast.
No, I remember, I won't name the comedy club, right? But you were like, how come you don't gig at the comedy club anymore? And I was like, I genuinely can't remember, but I still hate them.
It's good to have you back, as I say, Darren. And so you've obviously in recent times you've branched out into, would it be termed influencer? Would we say?
Yes. That's a nice wee story as well.
Do you want to explain to the listeners what that is?
So if you've listened to the last podcast, when I was on it about 5 years ago, no, it's all right.
You've been back to the Peruvian jungle, have you? Is this where this is going?
Hi, do you want a pint of soda water? I was talking about Amelia Baylor, and on the podcast I was like, I think she was Swedish. I thought she was Swedish and stuff. And now, like 2 years later, I'm going out with her. So.
What?
Oh,
You
really?
thought she was Swedish? What?
Yes, I did.
What do you mean? What, you on here you said
Yeah, I thought she was Scandinavian before I kind of
Just
knew
blonde.
her. I know, basically, aye. And she could talk properly, and I was just like, she must no be Glaswegian. But aye, we had, it was our 1 year anniversary last night.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I feel like we're building to like a Tom Cruise jumping on the couch kind of thing.
Love is a funny drug. But aye, it was just quite funny that I was on the podcast last time thinking that she was Swedish, and now I've been going out with her for a year. So,
Life comes at you.
yes, it does. But we've been doing videos together,
Yes.
fake food reviews,
Yeah, they're funny.
and people think it's real, and it's quite funny. It's funny as fuck.
Because it's like sort of parrying doing those TikToks, isn't it? And it's like going to some old man's pub or something in Glasgow and, oh, we found this hidden gem or whatever. So you're doing that with food places.
Yeah, and see the comments, man. Wow. I used to have. Have you seen some of them? I used to have body dysmorphia, right? See the fucking comments on this TikTok, mate. You can't be going out with her. Like, is there something wrong with her that she's going out with you and stuff? Constantly, like, you're punching, you're fucked, and I'm like, in the art of comedy, it's worth it. But aye,
People are brutal, man.
I actually seen that on stage as well. Like, he's were out and somebody said, like, what did somebody say?
aye. Somebody walked up to us in the street and done that to her. You take them to the cinema?
She probably was, to be fair.
I mean, aye.
Knowing the way that they were implying.
Aye. So some of the comments on TikTok is, and the fact that people think it's real as well is
Aye.
so funny, man. But we done one last night at Sebi's, is it?
That's meant to be quite nice. Is it nice?
It was a we got a smoked sausage. Basically a smoked sausage for a tenner. What the fuck's that all about?
They're on the list, are they?
They're on the list, aye.
I'm assuming that won't make the TikTok, or maybe it will. Maybe you saying that is in it.
I pretending that it was a joke, but I was serious. Like, absolutely seething at a smoked sausage.
Who else have you got grudges against, Darren? Let's get it all.
I've got a hit list. No, I've matured a lot as I've got older. I think I'm not as bad as what I used to be, but
Yeah.
I do admit that I was bad.
Well, I think part of it helps if you're in a happier place in your life. You see, you had 1 year with Amelia, you've got the Kings coming up. You know, things are going well for you now, maybe as opposed to a couple of years ago. Would you say things are better now than they were?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know what it's like being a stand-up comedian. It's tough. It's stressful. Doing full fringe runs and not getting paid for it and stuff. The things you just accept that you need to do. I had a really big agent, and I feel like since I left my agent, work has kind of came to me, and just I think just maturing and realising it's not that important. I just seem to have get my work. Basically getting my hole now. So nothing else matters. Like, who the fuck wants to go and gig in Leeds on a Friday night when I could sit with my bird and watch Netflix?
Yeah.
And then get your hole.
Basically, aye. No, but I think it's just like, aye, fuck it, man. If it comes, it comes, and when I get it, I enjoy it, and when it doesn't, I don't give a fuck.
Interesting.
This is comedy you're talking about.
Yeah, not your hole.
Aye, that should be a motivational quote. When it comes, it comes. I enjoy it, and then I don't give a fuck.
So do you think that like you would be? Could you see yourself like not doing as much gigs or something like that? No, do you feel like having found some sort of contentness in life has made you want to stop doing it?
You don't need
And
it.
you don't need it.
I don't know, like, I just don't have the drive that other people have. Like, you know how people gig when they're sick and
Jennings.
aye, like, or like,
You never gig when you're sick.
I've had it when I've had a wee cold or whatever. But
It's a weird
we've all
feeling to
done
gig
it.
when you're sick, isn't it?
yeah, trying to be
Aye.
funny when you
Yeah.
don't.
You know
feel
what I'm
like
saying?
it.
You're kind of like sometimes not totally fucking present in a way, and you're like just like.
You're
Going-
so aware you're faking it, aren't you?
Aye, you're like it's like when you've had a wee bit too many drinks before going on stage, and you're like, I hope nobody notices that I'm fucking fleeing here, man.
Usually during the fringe as well, what you get the
Oh,
fringe
aye.
flu, and then you're
And you're
fucking-
also steaming.
It's usually COVID that you don't.
Well, I know you've had it about like the last like what 2
Yeah,
out
it's
of 3
pretty
years or
convenient
something.
the way you always manage to get COVID during the fringe.
I don't want to have to cancel gigs and disappoint people. Stu,
oh, aye.
I'm not you.
What's that mean?
You would like to do that? No, you're projecting onto
Listen,
me.
I've done every fringe one ever. I'm just jealous of you sitting in the house. Yeah, but I still do it.
There's tension in the podcast today, Mark.
I know, Steve is built up to this. I'm
know.
not you.
Well,
potential.
you're
I did get
coming at
asked by
me.
a woman on a bus the other day. She was like, "Do you get on outside the
The
podcast?"
pod?
I was like, "Yeah." At time of
Was it-
recording,
Yeah,
yes.
Was it coming across?
This is like the Westlife documentary, man.
I was like, "I'm sure the day will come." when
It's
we
all
don't, but no.
crumbling. It's all crumbling.
Oh, wait a minute, it's boys on. I fucked it, sorry.
That's a
That's all right.
first.
I'll
I
Get
don't
that
think,
clean,
I
boys.
don't
on.
think I've been asked that. I think that's is people starting to wonder what's going on here.
Do
I mean,
you get
imagine we
on
did it
back?
though. I mean, we wouldn't do it, would we?
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause it's not like we always talk about this, the Ant and Dec thing. We had an idea of what if Ant and Dec didn't get on together and they fucking hated each other behind closed doors. But they're getting paid.
Yeah,
big
we're
bucks.
getting nothing.
We're
out
getting
of this.
zero out of this, so why would we still do it?
I know.
See, if you've done a gig outside Scotland and part of the deal was a hotel room, would you share bunk beds?
Aye.
I mean, bunk beds would be better than sharing the one bed. I
A
would
bed,
assume.
a big massive bed.
Aye. I've,
Would you actually share a big massive
bed.
king size bed?
I've shared big beds with pals before. I'll do
fair
it again.
Aye,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm
Never
a-
an
I'm a
enjoyable
snorer.
experience as an adult. I think when you need to share like
No.
with like
Thing
your
is,
mates and,
Mark's big, I snore, and you like your home comforts.
Yeah, I
There's a
also
recipe for
I
disaster.
snore a wee bit as well.
Mm.
Although I'm getting better actually.
Aye.
Apparently, I
Are you
don't
getting
snore
one of
as
the
much.
wee what did you think?
Robbie Fowler's.
Yeah, the nose. Why do you got a Robbie
Because
Fowler?
he used to have one.
Or
when
did
he
he
played
used to
football.
wear one over his
Yeah.
nose when he was playing?
Did it? I've been tempted to get one of them, but
Oh, aye.
I just I go to bed earlier. So I'm
Apparently, they're a
getting
lot of
better
shite.
sleep.
Those.
Are they?
Yeah.
Put some duct tape over your mouth.
Aye, that scares me though, because I'm a mouth breather. So I would
Is
just
that what people say they do?
force
tape
you to
area,
There's
breathe
a
man.
through
thing you
your
can
nose.
buy as well that, like, I've tried these before. You put them on your lips so that you have to breathe through your nose at night. I don't know if
think
it
I
works.
Yeah,
would
that's-
I'd end up dying.
Well, what if you had a cold and you couldn't breathe through your nose, and then you're putting fucking tape on your face, and then you're.
Probably don't do
suffocating.
it.
See, you're overthinking it, Mark. You just need to embrace it.
Have you like to embrace all these kind of? You've done hundreds of these mad kind
Trends.
of things, haven't you? Like,
Aye.
Just eating sprouts all
What-
day
aye.
and stuff.
what kind of stuff have you done? I know you got a colon cleanse one time. You were talking
Yes.
about.
Oh, did you?
I get a colonic. We need to go back to gigging with the cold. I want to tell you about when I used to gig with a Comedown. But let's go into this.
Right.
Colonic, I've done colonic. I know that I've got something wrong with us, right? I've got something wrong with us. I don't know what it is. But
What do you
there's
mean
something
mentally?
with
Or do
your
you mean
arse?
With your
physically?
arse.
You've not found it yet?
mentally, I know that if I probably would get diagnosed with something. I was like a vegan for 2 years. I don't really know why.
That was
I
a
think that's
choice, though. You weren't
medical
diagnosed,
condition.
But I got colonic. I got a colonic in Partick. I highly recommend it.
So what's that? It just flushes all the shite out you.
Yep, they stick a tube up your arse.
An
and
enema, is that what it's?
I think an enema's different,
Right.
but the colonic's good. It's really good. Highly
Um,
recommend it.
In what way do you
Does it make you feel lighter or what?
Aye, it kind of takes all the waste of your gut outside, out your arse. That's the medical. It takes it out your arse.
Please let us know if we've ruined your lunch this week.
It sounds like a thing as well, like a Chelsea smile, a Partick Colonic.
A Glasgow kiss
Yeah.
and a Partick colonic.
It does things like rehydrate you and stuff.
Right.
It's obviously really awkward if you're.
So did they put water up
Actually-
you know then? Is that how they...
They put the tube up your farter, right? And then
Sorry, can you put it in layman's terms for us, Darren? This is getting a bit too medical here.
fart box. They put that tube up your arse in warm water that's been cleaned and stuff. It's not just tap water, it's like fancy water. Evian or something.
Holy water.
And about a gallon of water goes up your arse.
That's holy water,
Cleans
because
you
it's
out.
going to be his fucking hole.
Hey, oh, come on.
Aye, but it's obviously, embarrassing as well.
Right, they're probably used to it.
Aye, but I'm not used to it.
Aye.
You saying I do it all the time. No, it's good
That's
though.
not what Amelia tells us. Happy anniversary.
Aye, that's why I'm short today.
Yeah.
I quite
had a
fancy
Swedish
one.
Colonic last night.
Just talk about my bum.
I'd have fun. I'd have a wee
It's really good. mate.
I still don't understand what it's meant to do though.
clean you out. Because that thing you were saying about rehydrating you, I read that somewhere. Was it us that was talking about it? Was it Bear Grylls put water up his arse because it was like dirty water, so he couldn't drink it, but he had to stay hydrated, so he put it up his arse.
Wow.
Something like that.
Very
Was
Can
it-
I imagine that's also potentially, going to get you in some trouble, Like, I can't
Putting
imagine.
dirty water up your
I
arse.
don't think it's-
when you choose it.
Yeah.
But if it's
legally?
that or drinking it and you're being sick and stuff like that, I think you can put it up your arse.
He's a fraud, that guy, isn't
Yeah, he is.
Is
He's
he
actually
Bear
no.
Grylls?
He's no.
He's no.
He
I've got
is.
his- no.
I've seen Bear Grylls
No.
uncovered.
Don't talk about him like that. For one day, right, let me get this sorted. You've got a walking treadmill under your desk as well, by the way. Right. Jank Bear Grylls has got one of them.
Probably.
He's probably putting up his fucking arse.
For one day, right, he was filming his TV show and they were filming things outside and they got a hotel room. So he's all right.
I thought you were going to say
arsehole.
you've seen it. It was in Springburn or something, and you.
I feel a bit.
Not even Bear Grylls would.
Well, I'd seen this guy had sort of disproved him because he was talking about this mad canyon thing and he had this really dangerous. He had to jump across this.
That's
big
Evil
crack
Knievel
in
you're
the air.
thinking of.
No, well, moving on.
It was in 14 buses.
It was in a canyon and there was a crack. There was a crack.
Right.
And he had to like kind of hop across it or whatever. And then the guy just panned the camera to the side and he could have just walked around it. So he's at
right,
it.
okay, right.
He's
I
at
thought it was the hotel thing when he got a
No.
hotel that night.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Is that like his hotel?
Also, he made Mel B or Mel C, one of them, piss on him.
Really?
Yeah, he got a jellyfish sting.
Uh,
And to be fair, she did say...
Tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
To be fair, she did jump in and she was like, "Oh, I've got to piss on it." But he's a survivalist, so he knows that that's bullshit.
Got to piss on it, she
that-
said.
That's what she said.
What a thing on your showbiz CV.
I know.
One of the Spice Girls
Just
was pissed.
Personal life. One of
Her-
the Mel B OC once pushed on him.
Scary Spice. It was Scary Spice.
Yeah.
What?
It's
Her,
good for Would I Lie to You or something.
I read
she-
his book as well, and he's the most boring cunt you'll ever meet in your life. His entire book was like the Hardy Boys. He's just like, for that one summer, me and my pal just had pieces and jam and a Ribena. I'm like, you'll get some fucking bevy in you, mate, and just smoke hash in a park. But he's pretty boring, man. He was a pretty boring guy.
But he knew that getting a jellyfish sting, pee doesn't. That's a myth. Pee doesn't actually take the sting out of it. So he was like,
He was at
"I
it.
go for it, piss on me," knowing full well that it wasn't going to help.
Why do people do that then? Because I have heard that as well.
It's in an episode of Friends, wasn't it? I
Really?
think that's why
But
everyone.
it
knows
must
about
have some sort of. Is there some sort of placebo effect? Or is it like would like putting water over you or something have the same effect? Is it just like the liquid or something, and people just assume it needs to be?
Don't know. They say piss is sterile, don't they?
It's just the way you turned to me.
Which I learned from Dodgeball.
Yeah, of course.
I learn all my facts from
And I like the
Friends or Dodgeball, and I like the test. So maybe they think it's sterile, it's going to clean it out.
Well,
something
really,
like
if Bear Grylls, instead of putting dirty water up his arse, then he should be drinking his own piss.
Pissing
which I
up his
assume he's
arse.
probably done at some point as well.
that. Bentley's Bobby up his ass.
Sit upside down, angle it right.
Tucked right in.
So you had to gig on a Comedown, Darren?
Oh, I come down gigs, man. Have you ever done that?
No,
You don't want to grass yourself.
I've
in?
never had a Comedown. I don't do.
He's not a drugs
I'm a
man.
drugs guy.
Just alcohol
Mhm.
and poppers as well.
But one popper, one thing.
Don't. It's hard for him to talk about his drugs health. The 4 seconds that he took.
No, gigging with come downs back in the day was, I thought, was great fun, but obviously it's horrific. You're just, all right,
Sad.
everybody, how you doing? Here for comedy, aye.
Well, maybe you could explain to me and potentially any listeners who haven't experienced it. What is it? So, what's the difference between a hangover and a come down? Like, what physically, how does it feel?
A hangover is when I feel like you can still function, and even though you've got the fear and you have a wee takeaway or a
Your,
McDonald's,
your head's burst and all that kind of
aye,
stuff.
you square yourself up.
Mhm.
A come down is when your tongue is just completely dry and you're craving salt and sugar and thinking about things that happened to you in primary school.
Right.
And you're
Riddled
depressed.
with fear. Depressed. Your woolly's that size. Normally it's always that size. That
You just
size,
realise now and you get sad about it.
and your pee is like dark brown.
Not sterile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to
Don't be-
sit
Don't
down
be
to pee.
putting that on a jellyfish thing.
You have to.
Don't
Sit.
be shoving that up your ass.
Aye. But when you're gigging under the lights and stuff, and you're just trying to do your jokes, but you've got this inner monologue of, I could go chips and cheese, man.
Right.
Chips and cheese would be brilliant right now.
So would you say is it physically harder to do it with a hangover at a come down, or is it just mentally more hard to do with a come down? Would you say is it physically easier to do stuff with a come down than it is a hangover?
I think a come down, you can make it funny to yourself. You'd amuse yourself if you were dying on your arse.
Uh-huh.
But if you had a hangover, you'd just be rattling with the fear and
Aye.
shaking, holding the mic.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never took Eckies, mate. I mean, this is
Well, a lot of
why-
people would assume that I take coke. I guess just by my look, as CMD has said. to me
Starey
before.
eyes.
But I used to get that a lot in nightclubs because I've got a thing where my pupils like go big a lot. There's a name for it that I've never really looked up. But so when I was in nightclubs, a lot of people would like stop me and go, "Give some of what you want," and I'm like, "I don't really talk about it." But just because
I'm high on life,
High on
brother.
life.
I was high on it.
Give 'em my
pupils
Bible.
were big. Aye, I should write my own Bear Grylls book. But aye, no, that's interesting.
But I just want to clear up. I obviously don't take Eckies anymore.
Well, you've been sober for how long now, Darren?
9 years.
And that includes drink and drugs.
Drinking drugs.
What was your
Congrats.
last ever night of? Was there a night that you just went, "This, I've hit rock bottom and I'm no longer doing this anymore," or was it just a build up to it? Or
It was definitely a build up. 17th of December was my last drink.
Right.
And I was meeting Robert Florence, funny enough, for a sketch idea. And I wouldn't say I was pals with Robert, but I remember I went to my pal's wedding and absolutely fucked it, right, on the 10th of December, and was fucked for a week. And Robert phoned us like, "I want to meet you. I've got an idea for a sketch." And I was just like in my bed, like,
He's buzzing
What's
it up
that?
to this point. Rap.
what's
He's
that?
actually only like 17 now.
But just like pure, just full of positivity and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, I stay in, mate." So I met him, and I actually said to Robert, he wouldn't mind me saying this. I just was like, "Mate, I think I'm an alcoholic, man. I'm fucked." And he's like, "Why don't you drink what I drink?" And I was like, "I don't know, man." And I drank what he drank that night. I had a couple of gins, a white wine.
I think I'm an alcoholic. Why don't you just have
A
a couple
the
of gins?
solution was to
You know,
continue playing
He
music.
I don't think he definitely didn't mean it in that way. It was just the Scottish thing.
No, it's like to stop you totally
Going
hammering
over.
it. Just
Aye.
pace
Aye,
yourself with me kind
Aye,
of
aye.
thing.
He was doing it in a kind way. I think he realised that I was fucked and stuff. And I was stoning at the bar. I remember my last drink. I had a Jack D Coke, and I just put it down and had this pure wave of heat come over me, and I had this feeling of like, I'm done with this, man. I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
Because it was starting to affect things. It was starting to affect my gigs and my confidence and find money and everything.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I'm a picture of health now. You laugh too much.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Would you say that alcohol affected you more than Eckies and stuff? Were you worse off when you were drinking alcohol?
It'd be nice if you were out with Abney's like,
Yeah.
just take what I'm taking.
Take a
One
few
and a
Eckies.
half. That'll do.
Toilet paper with speed in it. Just swallow that. All the Eckies stuff, that was a bit of fun when I was younger and stuff. That was never an issue. I hope my ma's not watching this, man. Fuck's sake. But the alcohol was a problem, definitely. It was a mad. What did you ask me again? I just zoned it there. Sorry.
Like, what was worse? Like, did you feel worse on alcohol? Did that affect you more and like
Aye,
harder than like Eckies?
Aye. Alcohol was bad for me.
Because you were boozing before gigs and stuff, weren't you?
Yeah.
You told me.
I was just like, just a couple for some Dutch courage, and it was like 8 pints.
Yeah.
Did you feel that you needed to drink before doing gigs initially?
At the start I did, but then towards the end I was just doing it because you know what it's like. Some maybe not as much now, but you're getting free pints sometimes,
Yeah.
or you're
Yeah.
getting cheap pints, and I was just like, "Oh, I'll have a couple for my nerves," and then if you do well, I was having a few, and then I just realised somebody actually asked me. They were like, "Many gigs have you done sober?" and I just had a pure mad, horrible feeling of I don't think I've ever done a gig sober.
Really?
Yeah.
And somebody was filling us full of pints as well one night. He's not a promoter anymore, but he said something along the lines of, "You go and last, so you're nice and drunk, because you'll be funny as fuck." And I had I realised that I was kind of just like a fucking Scottish Johnny Vegas. Like, I can't continue.
Aye, though that's when it gets to the point of being dangerous and enabling and stuff.
Well, aye.
That's,
You're getting absolutely out your nut on a Tuesday night. It's not really normal.
I felt the same as well when I started. I don't think I'd done a gig without having at least 2 or 3 pints
Yeah, you used to always do that.
for about maybe the first year or something.
Aye.
And do you go on sober now? Because
Yeah.
sometimes you would still take one on just for a wee bit of...
No,
calm the nerves.
generally it's sober now because I'm usually driving to gigs or whatever.
That helps a lot.
But then it was actually when the drink driving law changed that I think I stopped having to do it because I would always have 1 or 2.
Aye.
Maybe we would do Yes Bar and it'd be like 2014. I don't know when the law
Yeah.
changed, but I'd have maybe 2 pints and now I'm like, well, I can't do it.
I don't think before the law changed you were still you're allowed to do it either. But
I think you were allowed 1 pint, weren't you?
I remember seeing I'll not name him, but it's a guy we know on the circuit, an older comic, and I remember weirdly it was on Yes Bar one time, and he'd been out drinking on a Saturday, and he was like he's had about 6 or 7 pints or whatever. He's like, but it's fine. I've been drinking for about 6 hours, so it's like. Every hour he thought every
Takes
hour
a pint away.
it takes a pint away. It's meant to be a unit away.
Yeah.
It takes,
And not if you're still continuing to
I
drink
don't think
as
you
well.
know it's for when you stop drinking.
Aye.
But he thought that every hour that had passed since he started drinking, but took a pint off. So if he was
magic.
like, so if he was
Real
drinking
Homer
for,
Simpson logic.
so if he fucking had 10 pints and he'd waited 11 hours, he could drive home and he'd be sober.
The longer the session, the better you are, weirdly.
Yeah. To be fair, that is kind of you do feel like you sober up the more if you're like drinking for about 12 hours.
When there's a long day, it's like you kind like you've been drinking. You can drink a lot of a big volume, and you don't feel like you're totally.
Yeah.
I guess it's when it's all condensed into a short period. That's when you get pure.
But if you
fucked
got
into it.
stopped by the police in the car, you would get.
No,
Good luck making that argument.
Yeah. I feel fine.
I feel fine, but
Yeah, that's when it's more dangerous.
Yes Bar used to charge you £3 for a soda water.
Really?
aye,
But their discount for comics was very generous.
what was that? Like
46%. Whatever the Novo was.
That's why they went out of
Yes,
business.
Yeah.
Is it? What they gave 55%?
It was whatever the percentage of the yes vote was.
45%.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
45. Yeah.
They were actually,
Good
that
pizzas.
business was incentivised for a second referendum to get less of a yes vote. Because that's it, is that I think is like obviously when you go to gigs and you're no drinking, any bar, if there's anyone who doesn't drink and has to go to bars to socialise and stuff, it is hard because you don't want to just be sitting drinking like Diet Cokes all night or whatever because it's a lot of, it's just, you wouldn't drink that many fucking.
Yeah.
And then soda water's there. I tried sparkling water for a while, but then it's carbonated as well, so it still makes you feel like it's like drinking fizzy juice kind of
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
And I suppose 0% alcohols is kind of filled the gap, and it makes you gives you a wee placebo effect and stuff to an extent. Do you ever fuck with them, or do you just no go there?
Blackfriars has got a really nice Heineken Zero on draft. I have that now and again, but I kind of have it as a treat.
Aye.
I just do soda water because it's 0 calorie and I have fucking 10 of them. So it's good. I don't really think about alcohol anymore. Sometimes when I'm doing a solo show, the bookers will be like, "Do you want a dry green room?" But see if I've got somebody supporting me, I want them to have a couple of beers. I think that's when you've got a real drink problem. When I'd be like, keep alcohol at the green room.
Yeah.
I want my support act to have a couple of beers and feel comfortable, and I can just chill and do my own thing.
Totally.
I never really stopped gigging when I first got sober because it was my only income. Obviously, if you invite me out to a pub, I'll probably say no because I just don't like pubs anymore. But it's not because I'm scared of alcohol. I just don't want to be around people that are fucking out their nut.
Aye.
I know it's not that
You.
funny. Steaming Buchanan.
It happens. I can't be arsed with booze these days either. To be
We're
honest.
getting old, aren't we, boys?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
It's not
We're
worth
getting
it. The hangovers aren't worth
I'm
it.
still getting a
It's just
couple of
Mark,
years. Aye.
Wait,
I do-
the oldest one.
the hangover is tough for me now. I will say that, but I'm 34.
Faithful.
But I like it. I like a wee drink now and again. But I done sober January. I didn't drink in January. Just because there was no need to. So, and actually the good thing is, we having the car for a lot of gigs is it does prevent you. Because I always remember, I think it was in one of Frankie's books, maybe his autobiography, where he said you're gigging in bars every night, so like you can just easily become an alcoholic if you just have one or two. Like if you were going into an office every day and it was normal to drink a couple of pints, you'd become an alky quite quickly.
I always remember, I had quite a sheltered life, and when I started doing stand up, I felt like Dorothy. See, when Dorothy was in black and white, and then she stepped into Technicolor, that's what it was like for stand up for me.
Oh, really?
All of a sudden, I was like, it's all right to have a pint on a Monday, and I'm with all these mad people that I would normally never meet before. It was really exciting and acceptable, and I don't know, man, it was good fun. So I can understand why people become alcoholics.
Yeah, you get swept up in it.
Oh, aye.
I wanted to ask you, Dan, like, just because Mark brought it up earlier, you do go through all these phases of food and exercise and all that, and like, if you don't want to talk about it, that's okay, because I know it can be a touchy subject for some people, but I do find it fascinating. And every time I speak to you, and you've got, because I'm interested in that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
What have you been doing lately? What was working? What's not?
Do you know? I must say, being with Amelia has been really good for me with that stuff. I told you, but there was body dysmorphia stuff going on, and I know a fucking crazy weight. I go yo-yo with my weight all the time, but recently, kind of having Amelia in my life has just kind of settled me down, and I've no really done anything mad recently, but I mean, I fully admit I've done everything. If I wasn't with Amelia, I'd probably be into Ozempic and all that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be jagging my arse with something. I'd be keeping it in the fridge.
Partick Ozempic.
I'd be right in the right arse cheek, man. But she's just made me realise that it's all right. Like, I think, I can't remember who this quote is for. Sometimes I'm fat, sometimes I'm skinny, and it's all right. I wish I knew that when I was younger, but I've done everything, man. Fasting. I've done everything, mate.
Weighted vests, you do that, don't you?
I mean, that was pretty good for me, though. I enjoyed that.
You just walk around with a weighted vest and
walking around my weighted vest. That was really. See, out of everything I've done, I found walking my weighted vest the most beneficial.
Right.
Why? Just because it's like more resistance and like, so you just like. Does it help you lose more weight than just walking normally? Because you're obviously just carrying more weight.
Good for your posture, good for my mental health. All you need to do is 10,000 steps a day and count your calories, really, to be healthy. You don't need to do anything mad. But a weighted vest was really good for my posture and all that stuff. But Amelia loves fucking pizza, so I'm eating pizza all the time. But
So you've got content to create now as well, going out to these restaurants.
But aye, man, I've always got whatever that is. It's always in me. Because when this Ozempic thing came out, I was definitely like, "Oh, what's that?" Yeah. I don't know if it's just chasing the magic pill or you think you've got a secret potion. But I've said this multiple times. I think I could definitely join a cult. Like, I would be that guy that would get brainwashed.
Could probably create one.
The last time you were on, you told us about going to Peru and taking ayahuasca. Darren, so I tell you, I've already done it.
And it was just it was an off the cuff. It was an off the cuff decision. I mean, I don't know if I've said this before, but Jehovah's Witnesses came to my door, and I nearly became a Jehovah's Witness. So like, I'm easily like, I know that I'm easily led or like I'm distracted. But
how did that conversation go?
I'd love to see the Ring doorbell footage of that one.
What do you mean you get into heaven? That's brilliant.
I bet you're Catholic, Jehovah's Witness.
What's your shit about black pudding?
What is a black pudding?
Sorry, you don't get that. It's a wee joke for the Jehovah's.
Not allowed to eat blood. Pig's blood.
Not allowed to eat blood.
Oh, well, because they don't do blood transfusions.
No.
That's the thing. And also they don't celebrate birthdays.
Was Manny Pacquiao, he didn't do blood transfusions or anything, didn't he? Was he a Jehovah's Witness?
I would not bet on it.
It was some sort of religious reason why he couldn't have any tests done.
I don't think it's probably Jehovah's Witness that he is, but
opening the door to Jessica and it's Manny Pacquiao.
Spark,
God, not having blood transfusions as a boxer's a fucking dangerous game. Like,
It's mental.
Geez, so. But so, what did they say? How did they nearly convince you? Did they give you Watchtower magazine?
Watchtower. I think. I mean, it's no the. I think I'm at a stage now that I realised it doesn't matter who it is. If they kind of sell it to me, I would probably do it. I don't
What's
know.
been the best or least effective thing you've done? Well, you're just saying about the weighted vest. Like, did you do a diet or anything that you thought was just like you wouldn't do?
That I wouldn't do.
Aye, again.
Oh well, I've done. I mean, I really enjoyed fasting, but that was no good for me because I used to get high off it.
Was it intermittent or was it like you would literally go like 24 hours or something?
Right, so I used to do intermittent fasting, and then I used to do like 3-4 day fasts. But see, because I feel like I'm fucking James English here, no, she stored blood vessels, not. See, when you're overweight, you've got your stored fat. So see, when you're burning that fat, for me, it gave me a buzz. It was almost like a
Like a drug,
cocaine
yeah.
high. So the longer I would fast, the more kind of manic and high I would get. And obviously you would lose weight, so you'd just feel like fucking euphoric. And
Would that be ketosis that people talk about, being in ketosis?
you get ketosis, and I can't remember. I had this fasting app called Life, and it goes through all the stages. But I crazy highs, and then obviously the Brussels sprouts situation. I don't know if
I'm
a
not-
therapist is watching this. I would appreciate the feedback. During lockdown, I ate sprouts every single day for like 200 days, and I kept a diary about it.
Just Brussels sprouts?
Not just Brussels sprouts, but I had it as either with a meal or as a main meal every day.
And
Why did you do that in the first place?
So I got one of the things I got obsessed with was gut health. So they say that you are what you eat. So high fiber and your
You
gut.
wanted to be
You're a
Belgian?
sprout.
You want to be 200 days of sprouts.
Aye. So if you change what you eat, it changes how you feel and think and stuff. And I started eating gut health friendly food like kimchi, Brussels sprouts. and all
Kefir, did you ever go for that?
Yep, I was into all that shit, and
What's
I did.
the-
I get a buzz off it. I was fucking buzzing when I was eating
What's
sprouts.
the mad tea, the fermented tea
Kombucha.
kombucha? Do you do that?
Yeah.
Do you make that? I know
No,
somebody
I
who
tried
made
to
it.
make it and I couldn't do it.
Here's my question. What were you writing in the diary?
Just how it was making me feel. It was like a mid diary. I was
Samuel
fucking-
Pepys'
I was mental.
sprout diary.
Aye, I was mental. But
And so how did that end?
with a nervous breakdown.
Right.
No, it did.
That's like Jordan Peterson, but except for just eating meat, you're just eating Brussels
Aye,
sprouts.
aye. So that was mad, and I've obviously tried all the other things like keto and carnivore and all that push. When I just realised that all you need to do is just walk, and if you want to lose weight, count your calories.
Yeah.
It's that easy. You don't have to do carnivore diets or
Because
whatever.
I always really related to you though, because I've always been a wee bit all or nothing with food and stuff, and I always would relate to you going like, I've just done like a 48-hour fast, and then like later that night you'd just post a picture of pizza or something.
Aye,
It's like, totally.
Yeah, I relate to that as well.
It's
I'm
hard,
glad.
isn't it?
I'm glad that that's kind of knowing my life now. It's just a pure manic, horrible feeling of, and then when you eat the pizza, you feel bad. When
Yeah.
you shouldn't feel bad. It's just food.
Yeah.
It really is just calories. Obviously, if you eat McDonald's every day, you're not going to feel better. But my cousin really helped me. My cousin's a professional boxer. And he was like, you don't need to do all this mad shit. All you need to do is just walk a certain amount of steps every day and count your calories and you'll be all right. If you need to be training for something, then that's when it's different. But like,
Wasn't it
just-
Pacquiao on your doorstep, was it?
Aye, he would fucking eat McDonald's and cakes every day and stuff, and he's got a 6-pack. He would just calorie count and train.
There you go. Have you got a walking pad now as well?
They actually.
They're
aye.
pretty good, aren't they?
Aye, they're brilliant.
Do you know what I didn't realise about mine is it's got Bluetooth on it, so like it plays audio through the pad.
Oh, really?
So I was like going to put on like my laptop or something to watch something while I was on it, and it starts playing. Oh, it was on the computer, and it starts playing it through the fucking.
Starts playing porn.
Aye, well, that's- it could easy if
Through
you
the soles of your feet. Crazy.
You're like, where the fuck is this coming from? And your fucking neighbours can hear it. And all that
Aye,
stuff.
aye.
So,
That's a cheat code to life, having one of them, by the way.
it's great.
See, watching the football and just on your walking pad. I've cunted that a few times though, but
It's easy. I know it's hard. It's no hard to fucking fall off it because it's quite, you know.
We
Very
got one as well, but you can get ones where you have it's a treadmill essentially, I suppose. But
That's why the
handle.
walking pads are revolutionary, because you can just slide it under your desk or whatever. Whereas they things that they'd be bulky and take up too much space. It's like a fucking, you know, like a bike or whatever as well in your house. It just ends up sitting gathering dust in it.
Hanging clothes on it.
Yeah, exactly. It just becomes a hanger.
See, I'm the only cunt here that's not got one.
Yeah.
Sell it to me. So what is it? Is it like a treadmill that it spins, or does it just spin as you stand on it?
No,
No,
you just put it to a
electric.
certain speed or whatever. But I don't think you're meant to run on it though.
no,
No,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
go
go
at
high
running
enough.
pace.
No.
It's good for when you're working and stuff. If
Aye.
you're working on a desk on the computer, you just use it
Often,
or watch it. I mean, I'm saying that I've not used it in about 5 months.
I've used mine twice.
I'm out of breath, man. Like, just sitting here, I'm fucked.
But you've done so obviously with because I've done would you call it a sensory deprivation tank before?
Oh, aye.
It was good. Have you done that before?
I've never done that, but I would try it.
It was good to be pods or whatever, and you just sort of float about
In the salty water.
in the salty water. Ian Smith, the comic, has got a really good bit about it. I mean, he's done it on Live at the Palace, so I don't think it's ruining it, but it's a funny bit because you sort of bob about in the water and you sort of hit off the sides every now and again. He says it's like being a fucking
DVD man,
the screensaver thing in the computer.
How did you like it? Where was it? Was it in Partick?
It was in, I think it's in Bathgate.
Oh, aye.
So no, it was great. I would recommend it. It's, aye, it was really good because you're just like, you're kind of know it's almost like basically meditation, but it's like cause you can't see, you can't feel it because you're floating in the water. So like it's just like again, all your senses are deprived, I suppose.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is you've got your thoughts, and then it's kind of like. It was like a meditation where you're not even quite sure if you're awake or asleep.
Oh, wow.
But it's just really relaxing, basically.
That sounds good, man.
And it's
You
good.
ever watch Stranger Things?
No, I've not actually. I should.
Because the wee lassie for that was in a sensory deprivation tank, and she could move things with her mind.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
It's
Jenks.
like-
Try that.
What was that? Matilda? Was that the thing back in the day?
I don't know if she ever went into Bathgate for a sensory deprivation.
Well, you never know. But no, it's worth doing. Is there anything else that you've like these kind of mad things that you've done?
Do you know that I've done the ice dipping recently, the ice baths.
How did you find that?
So I like swimming outside. I think it's really peaceful and nice. But I went to this place called the Polar Bear Club, and I think it is basically experiencing hypothermia for 10 minutes. And it's round the corner from my mum's house. It's like fucking 50 yards.
I thought she was cold, for fuck's sake.
Aye. So, but it's like odd. It's mad. Like you jump in and you're in for 10 minutes, and it is so severe and so intense. It is like having hypothermia.
Well, see, because when I done the sensory deprivation thing, they did have an ice bath thing, and I went in it, and I was just like, I'm pure like, my fucking feet are freezing. I'm like, how is this not just me getting like, what do you call it, frostbite or whatever? And like, how do you no get that when you're in these? I don't get it.
Well, the guys there and they guide you through it, and then you go in for a sauna after it and stuff. You kind of do star jumps and shadow boxing to heat yourself up, but it's like really. I mean, I went. As soon as I got out it, I was like, mate, that is the most intense thing I've ever done in my life. And then I found myself getting really emotional, and I just burst out greeting. And the guy was like, it's really common. So I don't know what happens to you. I felt, see, when I got up the road and had a shower and a cup of tea, incredible. See, during it, it was the worst thing I've ever experienced. I was just like openly sobbing and crying, like, why am I doing this? And laughing as well, like a nervous kind of laughter. And the guy's like, stick with it. But it is good. It's really addictive. We should all go for a laugh.
I really like it.
It'd be a good Patreon.
It's really good because do you still train, sure?
Yeah.
It'd be good for like that stuff.
Footballers do it, don't they? After
The ice baths.
a wee
and
ice
that,
bath.
aye,
Aye.
Aye, but
Becoming common now. You see everybody doing it. Well, that's what I was thinking, because like back in the day, you used to do the fucking ice bucket challenge, and now fucking everybody's doing that. It's like,
willingly.
aye, it's
I'm a bit boring now. There's not much I do. I take magnesium before I go to sleep, and I wear an eye protector, and they give me mad dreams, pure intense.
What's
fucking
magnesium do for you? What's that? What's the benefits?
muscle relaxation,
Right.
so it helps you fall asleep better.
Did you know post recently that you took something else pure late at night and it made you stay up all night?
I can't remember. Man.
No.
I can't remember.
But magnesium helps you.
It might have been a Red Bull.
You
Or a
ever,
coffee.
That'll do it.
you ever take antihistamine to fall asleep?
No.
That's makes you drowsy, but it doesn't give you a good sleep. I tried it a couple of times, and it's like a pure broken sleep you get. You do feel shattered, but you're kind of going in and out of sleep. Apparently, they used to give it to people in like psych wards instead of giving them sleeping pills that they'd get addicted to. They would give them antihistamine.
Are you alright? That's like saying I drink a full bottle of Calpol, man, before bed. I love it, man.
I've done it. I used to do it a couple of times, but I've not done it in a while.
Aye.
But
I want to do it now.
try it. I wouldn't recommend it. You don't get a great sleep.
I think that's. We should date and drive home after a gig.
Well, that's it says don't operate heavy machinery. So
That always used to make me laugh. I used to sometimes listen to the mad Paul McKenna tapes. Have you ever done that? Because he's got one and it's like, I can stop you eating or whatever the fuck. And but it always says at the start, like the meditation, but it's like, do not listen to this while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. It's like, who the fuck is operating heavy machinery? I'll just stick this on.
As you're walking on the motorway. That's another thing I've done. I went and get hypnotised when I was 18 for weight loss, and I get bumped. It was a complete con artist. It was up at the West End. See where Tinderbox is? It was in an office across the road for Tinderbox, and it's not there anymore. And I went in, and it was like, God, if I was 18, and it was like 80 quid. So it was a lot of money when you're 18. And this guy was just... No, in fact, I wasn't even 18. I was 17. Because I remember the guy being like, does your parents know about this? And should we ask your parents? Because I was under 18.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry about
Did
it.
they say the same thing when you got the colonic?
It was my dad that gave me it. But the guy, it was a total con, man. The guy was standing with a wee bit of... Do you know the kind of black and white circle that goes round? So he had this wee bit of paper and he pressed a button. And it
What,
was
yin- yin and yang
Is it
symbol?
Kristen Woody?
For listeners, that is a magician.
yeah. But it was kind of like, look into my eyes. Look into my eyes.
Yeah.
Not around the eyes.
Wow.
And then I had a pizza after it, so it didn't work.
did you fall under though? Did you actually get?
No, I didn't, but I did feel kind of calm and relaxed. But it's because the office was calm and relaxing. He fucking bumped us, man.
Do you ever worry that he's hypnotised you to do something else? He's done something seedy.
Then you're on stage at the Kings and suddenly it's like Peter Powers.
Yeah. It's not the adult show.
You're a sleeper
Get
agent
your
or
pants
something.
down.
Eat sprouts for 50 days.
Because that could happen. I don't know how deep you can go, but
Well, my pal went to see Peter Powers at the Pavilion. I don't know if this is true, right? But he does this thing, put your hands together, and if your hands don't break, come up to the stage. And my pal went up, even though his hands did break. And he said he made him eat a full onion,
Like an
pretending
apple?
it was an apple. And he was just like, fuck it, I just done it, man.
so he knew full well.
He knew it was an onion and he just ate
Thought the crowd are gonna love this.
because he says he was under pressure and he just done it.
Maybe that's what happens every single time.
Yeah, they just don't want to embarrass the guy.
But I don't know if that's true because my pal, I don't know if he was just bamming me up, but it's quite funny.
That'd be tough, man. I don't know if
Full
I could.
onion?
I couldn't eat a full onion.
No, fuck that.
It'd have to be unpeeled.
I like fried onions.
It'd be green
Is it
after
not,
that. Tell you
yeah.
that much.
Fry them up in
Miriam
a laugh.
Margolyes, did she not do that?
Did she? What,
Tan an onion on Graham Norton or something.
for a laugh?
I think she just eats onions or something like that.
She looks like she would eat
I
onions.
know, it's
Onions
sad to
are
say,
really
but
good
she
for you,
doesn't
man.
like it.
Who's this?
Miriam Margolyes.
Oh, right,
I think
right.
I've seen her eat an onion.
I know
She's
she's,
actually-
she's a national treasure, but she does look like she eats onions.
She needs Paul McKenna's How to Stop Eating Onions Raw.
That should be a new
Supposedly
insult.
she's lying on her deathbed right now.
Oh, is she?
Oh, that's good. That's
She's
good
not got
timing
long
for
left.
this.
Maybe a list.
Sorry, Miriam.
Too many onions. Onions are really good for you, actually.
Apparently no.
Cut all out.
I don't know. I pick things to get oddly angry at. Bear Grylls and onions. I'm like, they're fucking good for you.
Aye, they are. I've heard that.
Anyway, so you've got the Kings coming up, Darren.
What else
You've,
you've been up?
you've obviously, you've had your podcast for the last wee while and all.
Yeah.
How have you been finding doing that? It's obviously been very, very good. I think we've all been on it, have we? Stu? you been
No,
on it?
sorry, I keep not being able to. I will though.
Sick. I got a big free box of protein powder the last time I was on.
Yes, as part of my sponsor thing.
Yeah.
Aye.
Tasty.
Here, I love it, man. Have you tried it? It's good, isn't it?
Aye,
It is good.
cereal milk flavours.
Hang on, they're not
Lovely.
sponsoring this fucking podcast.
Get
Yeah.
in contact. It's good stuff.
No, I like it. It keeps me mentally sharp, and I feel like it forces me to just be productive. Because if I never had bills to pay, or if I never had anything to do in life, I would just be rotting in the cinema, man. So it
Yeah.
kind of keeps me on my toes, and obviously I really enjoy it. I've got a wee community of people that listen to it, and it just keeps me sharp. Kind of writing a new hour every week.
Yeah.
I love it, man. If I never started my podcast called Straight White Whale, I wouldn't have been doing the Kings. It's kind of everything's fell into place.
Yeah.
It's really good. And plus, I was one of the guys, you know yourself. I mean, we've all done it. You moan about no getting work and stuff, and then I thought, fuck it, I'll just make mine work, and that's been much easier.
Build it and they will come.
Aye, that's
As
it.
they say.
There's plenty to go around for everybody as well.
100%. How do you think? Because I know you've got your producer there, but like often you'll do it just yourself, just you and him. And so is that difficult? And do you prefer it when there's guests in and stuff like that?
I must say, the punters say that they really enjoy it when it's just me, and I enjoy doing it myself as well. But I must say, getting your pals on and talking shite and having a laugh is good. I really liked it when you were on.
Yeah.
But I know here it's good to just kind of shoot the shit for an hour with your pal, and
Absolutely.
I kind of keep it. If I do 4 a month, I do 3 by myself and 1 guest.
Yeah.
I don't really overthink it anymore. It's just a podcast, isn't it?
Totally. But no, it's good. But I don't think I could do that. Just like on my own, because I think you've got the personality. I think that you can just put it all out there. Do you know what I mean? Like
Talk about sprouts for 90 minutes.
Well, I've certainly enjoyed listening.
It is really good, but see if you make yourself Brussels sprouts, put them in a bowl, right? Wee bit of hot sauce, wee bit of salt, wee bit of pepper. Oh no, man. I'm getting flashbacks,
Are
man.
they raw or do you fry them? Or
What?
do you eat sprouts raw?
Eat sprouts raw?
Just straight away or do you fry them or put them in
Why
the
are you
oven?
so hurtful to me?
What?
Boil them.
Boil
Right, so you see when I was getting manic,
them? That wasn't very clear, was it? Am I the only one?
why would you eat raw sprouts? Let's figure this out. Why would I eat raw
He
sprouts?
thinks you're like the Miriam Margolyes of the studio. Like,
I know.
You can eat raw sprouts.
No, you can't.
Aye, you can.
No, a full bag. You could eat one. You could eat
Not
one.
for 200 days in a row. I think you could. But
Well, that's what. I mean, it's not fucking exactly normal if he's
I'm not saying-
boiling.
no, it's a legitimate question. I think you're well within your rights to this.
What?
Boil them, right?
Right.
See, towards the end, when I was losing my mind, I would boil them in a
I've got to
pot.
read this diary, by the way. I've got to.
You
Keep
should publish that.
put
You should
the
read that in your podcast. Day 54.
Audio
Still feeling shit.
I still want to die.
Did it help you lose weight in it?
Aye. See, really, it all boils down to calories in, calories out. It doesn't matter. If you're eating 4,000 calories worth of Brussels sprouts a day, you're still going to be overweight.
Emphasis on boils, alright? He's no.
Boiled
Doesn't he raw down to
sprouts.
fucking that?
Where do you find sprouts during the year when it's not Christmas?
You can find them, mate. Yeah, I know a few good people, mate, who sort you right out. I've got Uber drivers delivering them and all that. But I would eat the sprouts and leave the sprout water in the pot and see when it would cool down. I would drink the sprout water
Sake.
and then see your arse, man.
That's the real Partick Colonic.
Aye, that's the cheapest colonic you'll ever get. So
Fucking
aye.
hell, man.
But
Is
apart
that
from that, my life is good, mate.
Yeah. I'm glad to see you move past your difficult last few years, Dan. You're no longer drinking Brussels sprout water anymore.
Out the pot sometimes as well, just like that.
Did it taste nice?
What was the benefit of this exactly?
I'm not too sure about the sprout water, but I know that Brussels sprouts are really good for you.
Right.
High in fibre.
So you think some of that would be in the water?
Probably.
There's something in the water. Aye. Well, there was Brussels sprouts.
Aye.
Interesting. Well,
I think that's a great plug for your King show.
yes.
Yeah.
Where you will be eating raw Brussels sprouts on stage. You
Full
do have a
bag
few. Is it fair to say you've got a few surprises lined up for the show? Is that still the case?
Aye, I've got a few things in the middle and stuff, and obviously it's a stand-up show, but I have got something in the middle that might be a wee surprise,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited. I'm really grateful as well, and I know it's going to be one of the things that. I mean, I take it yous are all going to that Channel 4 thing that night. They're not coming. To
I
the
was
show.
hoping to come to your show. I didn't want to ask you for a comp live on air, but is that possible?
No, it's cool.
We'll all be there.
I'm coming.
We'll all
What
be
date
there.
is it?
Thursday the 27th. Sorry.
27th of March.
Yes.
I'm going to the Channel 4 hang that night.
No, but listen, look, if people came to the live show at the Pavilion and enjoyed my stuff, it would mean a lot if you could come to this.
Absolutely. Well, I think everybody that was there that night, you stole the show for sure, Dan. It was brilliant. Obviously from your now 2 appearances on the episodes, they'll enjoy you and hopefully and go and see you as well, because highly recommended. One of the funniest cunts going, Darren Connell,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Darren.
Yeah, we don't often do an applause.
We
but
never
this
do
is
an applause, but it felt appropriate.
Guys, thank you so much.
It's like this is your life.
It means a lot.
Little
yeah,
Robert Florence there, everybody.
yeah, we've got Robert to thank for Darren still being with us here.
Aye.
But,
Thank you.
But yeah, we'll go and check out Darren. Obviously, we've got some shows still on sale for March as well. And aside from that, obviously, you can, as usual, just like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And you can follow us at SomewherePod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And send in a question you've got to the email address, which is somewherepod@gmail.com. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, and we will speak to you very soon.
Cheers. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
Darren.
Always a pleasure.